Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Vidge, and you're probably wondering why am I sitting here in front of the camera talking, because that is not like me. I am the vlog person, but today I'm kick starting a new series, and it is the wedding series. So if you know or you don't know, I am quite a viral TikToker, if I do say so myself. I'm not just saying that to gas myself up. I am genuinely serious. I got married in the year of 2021, as you guys may know. And since my husband proposed to me in September 2020, I started posting little videos on TikTok just to kind of like, I don't know, document my journey. I'm always vlogging, as you guys know. And I just wanted to give like tips to future brides and grooms because I realized on the internet there's not much about Hindu weddings. And I'm also Catholic myself, but my dad was Hindu. So I was raised in both religions. Hence, I know probably a bit more than the usual Catholic does. So I pretty much plan my own wedding. So I thought, what better way than to showcase tips and tricks through my wedding clips? And so I did that on TikTok and I literally went viral. Like, guys, I'm not even joking. I'm going to put some clips here so you can see the amount of views that I've amassed on TikTok is insane. To the point I had Daily Mail contacting me. Daily Mail, I know. A few people said to me, we love your TikToks, they're so valuable, but they're so short. Like, are you able to do something on YouTube? And I was like, you know what? I've been wanting to, but I just didn't have the time. And it's been at least a year and a half since I did those tips and tricks videos on TikTok, and I'm still here having not uploaded them on YouTube. So I thought, you know what? I need to sit down and I just need to do it. So here I am today, holding myself accountable to make sure I do the tips and trick videos for you. Since getting married, by the way, I am also a wedding content creator. So what that means is I actually go to people's weddings and I take behind the scenes candid footage. I basically came up with this idea after my wedding because I realized like I'm the vlogger, but I don't have any of my friends that do vlog like that. And if they do, they were involved in my bridesmaids and things like that. So I wasn't actually able to get much behind the scenes footage. So I said, you know what? I don't want any brides to feel like that moving forward or grooms. So I decided to launch this business. So yes, I'm a viral TikTok sensation and a wedding content creator. So I feel like I'm pretty qualified to give good tips. And I've learned a lot since my wedding and also attending so many weddings and being part of it from a bridesmaid, from a wedding guest point of view, and then also a wedding content creator. Like I get to see a lot that happens behind the scenes. So yeah, I think I'm pretty qualified. But if you don't think I am, I'm sorry, but I am going to still be giving my tips. So today is going to be all about engagement. So well done, guys. You got the ring. I am not wearing my ring, yes, because can't wear it all the time. I am still married to Rajiban, so no one speculate. Um, but yes, you've got the ring, guys. Congratulations on the engagement. Well done. But what's next? I mean, loads of people get engaged and then they have no idea what they're supposed to do with themselves. So I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do. I will do a separate series for church wedding, guys, by the way, like for any of my Catholic Tamils out there, or even just Catholics. It doesn't have to be Tamil because Catholic is like a white wedding. So I guess that applies to all races. Hindu wedding, this will only really apply to Tamils because I know within the Hindu community we've got Gujaratis and so many different Hindus, and they all do their different things and different traditions. So this is only going to apply for Tamil people. But besides from that, the first thing that you do when you get engaged is, guys, celebrate. And if you're not the type of person that likes to throw parties, that's fair enough. But when I say celebrate, I don't mean throw a party. I mean celebrate even if it's just within yourselves, within your family. For us, me and Rajaban, I know this might be a bit weird, but we dated for 3 years and we didn't tell anybody. Like only our close family knew. Like when I say close family, I only mean like certain cousins that I picked to tell, and the rest was just friends that knew and his friends. So like literally nobody knew. So as soon as I got engaged, I was like, crap, I need to tell people that I have a boyfriend or fiance now. So the first thing I did was send messages to everybody in my family saying, I have a fiance and this is someone that I have known for 3 years and this is not an arranged marriage. Obviously I got congratulations and stuff like that. And then I threw a party on the same day as I got engaged. Well, I didn't throw a party because obviously I was surprised. Well, I didn't. I knew I was getting engaged, but I wasn't going to throw my own party, guys. So my family threw an engagement party at my house, and we called all my family, like family friends, and they all came and they met Rajaban, which was really nice. So we actually ended up doing 3 engagement parties. I'll insert some clips now.
But yeah, we've really prolonged our engagement. And to be honest, we didn't have the best engagement. And I know I say that after I've just said that we had 3 engagement parties, but because it was lockdown, like we got engaged and then we went into lockdown 2 weeks later until I think it was December or the year or January or something. So we didn't actually even see each other for like 6, 7 weeks. So we didn't even get a chance to do an engagement photo shoot, which was one of the main things I said to Rajaban. So this is me saying, guys, if you want to do an engagement photo shoot, make sure you do it. Make sure you force your fiance, because trust me, it's one of the nicest things to look back on, and I don't have that. But I do have a video. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go and check out this video here. I'll link it here. And it is the video link to how Rajma proposed to me, which was on a hot air balloon in the skies of Bath. So I can't complain, guys. It was amazing. So first tip from me is to celebrate, whether that's within yourselves or family, friends, etc. Go ham. Second, photo shoot. It doesn't have to be with a professional photographer. You can even set up a tripod, take pictures on a selfie stick. Like loads of people are doing that now. And it's actually quite nice doing it in your space, like the space that you guys love and like where you had your first date, etc. Like it's really, really nice. I mean, look for local photographers. Doesn't have to be something that's expensive. If you know anyone that even does photography, like within your friends and family, just ask them. Just something that you can look back on, because these are the memories that you end up showing your kids. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, it's really nice to look back on. Tip number 3. Okay, you've got the ring, you've partied hard. Now you want to start wedding planning. What is the first thing that you're supposed to do? So, loads of people have a different order to this, but for me particularly, the first thing that we did is that we sat down as a family with my husband's family, like the in-laws. We all sat down, we had a family meeting and we sat there and we dissected what is our expectations, what do we want to do, what are non-negotiables for this wedding, what are things that we've always dreamt of and we want to do, etc., etc. And we got everyone's opinions on board. Like, in hindsight, maybe that's not a good thing, because there's so many personalities and so many different things that you end up finding out that they want, and you might not necessarily want that. But it's a good thing to know from the get-go, because then later down the line, you're not finding out things like, oh, you never told me this, you never told me that. So that is the aim of the first meeting. It's also nice to just have some time with just you guys, like celebrating it within yourselves, like within the family and the in-laws, and just getting excited about the whole thing. Like, one thing that I will tell you guys now is that wedding planning, as much as a pain, it is such a pain to plan your wedding. It is. I won't lie to you. And as someone who has had a Hindu wedding and a church wedding, so planning 2 weddings in a pandemic, trust me, guys, it it hurt. It physically hurt. But the main thing me and my husband always say is that we actually miss it, because you plan for so long for it to be over, like in a blur. Like, I didn't even drink that much on my wedding day. Like, I was like, I want to remember everything. But do I? Generally no, because like you're so stressed and like so on high alert for everything. Like, is everything going to plan? Like, everyone having fun? Like, you genuinely don't realize the time has gone. And the next thing you know, you're at the end of the night and you're like, what? Like, we're married and the reception's over and like everything is just finished. So I would say enjoy the wedding planning. But yeah, we decided to sit down with our in-laws and do it that way, and I think that worked really well for us. And we all know we had a little mini party, we had snacks and a bit of alcohol, like made it a bit more fun. So I definitely recommend that if you can. If you're not close with them, then you and your husband to be sit down and get a notepad, write down notes. That's what we did. What is non-negotiables, things that he can't compromise on, things on I can't compromise on, because as we all know, like girls in general, like we have been planning this day in our head for years since we were young, right? Whereas men don't really do that, but there are certain things that that they would want to do. So definitely sit down with them and find out what that is. Second thing, I say second thing, but I think we're on number 4 now. You want to find a ayir, so a priest. Um, this is really important. Find a priest that you genuinely gel with. I didn't particularly do this. What I'm going to say next is that I didn't have a meeting with the ayir, because the ayir that I picked is from Lewisham, Sivan Coil, if you know, you know. And even though I'm not from Lewisham or from South London at all, I picked this ayah because this is the ayah that I've known since I was young. When me and my family moved to Essex from Yorkshire, my dad picked Lewisham Sivan Coil as his coil. So every year since I was, I don't even know, like 6, 7, we've been doing a Saraswati Puja there every year. And we still do it now, you know. Where is it? Here. Like legit. These are from Noshim Sip and Coil Asad with the Pulsa. So I was like, there is no way I'm having any other ayad at my wedding because I have seen this man every year since I was young. And he knows me and he knows my family really well. So I would want him to officiate our wedding. And my husband was like, yeah, because he doesn't really go to temple that much, which is really funny because he is the Hindu one. But he only ever goes for like New Year and birthdays and things like that. Whereas I, actually go every year. And we do this massive pool set and it's like 5 hours long and stuff. And, we give saris to the gods and, we donate and we have like a whole massive food thing at the end that we give to everyone that comes. It's quite nice actually. So yeah, I know I'm going on a tangent here, but it's all relevant. So make sure you pick an ayah that you genuinely know and you have a relationship with. If you don't, find an ayah that is local or local to the wedding venue. That's another thing that loads of people do. Have a meeting with them, see what their vibe is, find out what they're like. Every ayah is different, so which means your wedding will be different depending on the ayah that you choose. My ayah only asked me to get 4 malas. I know friends I've had to get 8 malas, for example. Why? I don't know. Don't ask me. But every ayat is different. And some ayats are funny. So if you like a bit of comedy and if you want that on your wedding day, then pick an ayat that likes a bit of comedy and says a bit of jokes. If you want an ayat to explain it in English to your audience, because you might have a lot of family and friends that aren't Tamil and won't understand the ceremony, and that's important to you for them to understand it, pick an ayat that can speak English or has someone with them that they can bring that can speak English, like their son, for example, because that's a new thing, father and son duo. Um, so there's different things that you can do depending on what you want from your ceremony. So really sit down and think, what's my expectations of this ceremony? Is there certain things that I want? Do I want him to be really like, invested and bubbly, or do I not really care? Do I only want one ayat or do I want two ayat?
And this is going to sound really funny, but do I want an ayah that genuinely knows about photos and photo opportunities? And what I mean by this is, I love my ayah. I've already told you guys like that he means something to me, but my ayah, he decided that he was not going to remove himself for the photos. And so for the ring game, which, as you know, it's a really fun part of the Hindu ceremony, his belly was sticking out so prominently that Rajaban's head looked like he was sleeping on the belly. So he, in terms of photos, was not great. But I've seen other ayats that generally know about photo opportunities. When the ring game starts, they step back so the photographers have more space to take photos and they're not blocking the way. So if that is something that's really important to you, which I think it is for most brides and grooms, that they want really good photos, then think about that. I'd ask them the question, do you know about photo opportunities? In the nicest way possible, obviously.
Like there's a lot of different things to think about. So really think about that and then choose the ayat that you want. After you've chosen the ayat that you want, you need to give your horoscope as well as your other half's horoscope to the ayat. This is to find out the auspicious date you can get married. So there are lots of dates, but sometimes you don't get many dates. So you can hardly choose, which is a bit peak, I won't lie to you, but it is what it is. So depending on the dates you get from the ayat, it's completely up to you when you want to get married, of course, but you have to work with the auspicious dates he's given you. So for us, he gave June, and that was perfect for me because I've always wanted a summer wedding, and June is one of the months that is not as expensive. Like August, that's prime time. Now I've been to a lot of August Hindu weddings, and like it's not just the venue that will be expensive, it's everything like food, drinks, venue, catering, decor, everything. Like everything is going to be sky high because August is the peak wedding month. So I would really, really think about it. Are you well off? If you're well off, then this would not even come into mind for you. Like it doesn't matter. And obviously, if you're having a destination wedding, then it doesn't matter because you obviously have the money to do these things. But if you're not well off, then these kind of things you need to think about because August is very expensive. Now, it's a massive trend that people are getting married on weekdays. For us, we just wanted to accommodate absolutely everybody. And, I come from a very big family that I have a lot of nieces and nephews. So for me, I was like, I want them to be there as well. So I couldn't pick a weekday because they'd be at school, for example. My cousins, they would have work. And I did not want anybody to take a day off for me. I wanted them to just be free. So I picked a Sunday. And obviously we had certain amount of dates that were given to us that I could pick a Sunday. But you got to work with what you get, right? My sister, she got married on a Wednesday because she was like, to be honest, people will still come, which they did. So it's completely up to you. If you want to save money, a weekday is obviously best. And in one of the cheaper months, which is between, I think it's between March, April, where you still get decent weather, but obviously it won't be as hot as the summer months. So it's completely personal preference, really. So those are my main things that you should do as soon as you get engaged. Because without the date of your wedding, you won't know your wedding day. Then how are you supposed to book a venue? How are you supposed to book caterers? How are you supposed to book decor? Like, you can't do anything without the date, right? So it has to be the first thing that you do. Once you have your date, then you can go ahead and plan everything else, which I'm going to do in my second episode of my wedding series. So I want this series to be really interactive, guys. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for my future brides and grooms who want help and tips on how to plan a Hindu wedding. So please leave a comment below if you found this video useful, and please let me know what you want me to include in this series, because I'm going to go in order and I'm going to base this a lot on the tips and tricks I gave on my TikTok, but detail, longer form videos with more detail is what I was trying to say. So, yeah, let me know what topics you want me to cover. I really want to make it interactive, like I said. So make sure you comment, make sure you press the bell so you already know when I'm posting next. Make sure you subscribe, because I'm giving you tips and tricks, guys. Please help me out by following me. I'd really appreciate that. And make sure you like this video and share this with brides and grooms that you know are getting married and you think you need help with planning a wedding. And I really hope you found this useful, guys. And if you didn't, I'm sorry. But hopefully you did. I'm going to make a playlist so then it's really accessible for you guys and you can just watch every video in order. But yeah, thank you for watching and I'll see you in episode 2. Bye.